Hey, welcome to my channel. So outside of all the other news, there was a case of Baker Mayfield signing for with the Tampa Bay Bucks 3 years for $100 million basically, and it's to a point where questions come about: did he deserve it in a ways? And honestly, I think he did. I think he was. Let's put it this way: he was drafted number one. He's the number one draft pick, and he did do well with Cleveland. What he did with Cleveland, but the thing was, is he wasn't what they should have done, or what Cleveland should have done, basically, which is he was given the right tool sets. Of course, he gets injured and all that stuff, but at the same time, he was given almost all the tools, all the weapons he needed to get Cleveland past the first round of the playoffs at that point, and get them further, of course. Then, of course, after that, he was shipped to Carolina. Then he was in with the Rams for a hot minute, and then shipped off to Tampa Bay. So the thing is let's be honest. I mean, with Carolina, he wasn't doing as much. But then again, no one had any capabilities of working with that system at that point. Quite honestly, with the weapons that were there. But with the Rams, I mean, it showed that Monday night game. He did really well to show that showcase his skills. That Tampa Bay was willing to gamble on him, and that gamble is paying off to the point where if the other fact is like, let's be honest. I mean, he brought Tampa Bay into respectability, at least somewhat respectability, since Tom Brady left. Basically, allowed them to get into the playoffs, and of course, beat a disarrayed Philadelphia Eagles team. So from that perspective, it's one of those things where like maybe luck was on his side, but for this next coming season, it will be interesting to see what Tampa Bay does if they go and make the playoffs again. Even though their division is a weak division, but if they make the playoffs again, quite honestly, and he gets them past the first round of the playoffs again, let's be honest. I mean, maybe Baker Mayfield does deserve that contract extension. And to be honest, I will say this is as everyone's still focused on Daniel Jones, I thought the Giants could have signed him or gotten Daniel Jones for maybe a draft pick or two, because it seems like he was a steal for the Tampa Bay Bucks when they traded for him. Honestly, I think they could probably just given the Rams money, and I think he would be a legitimate threat to Daniel Jones's starting job, to the point where I think, put it this way, between Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones, I think Baker Mayfield still has better skill sets than Daniel Jones. And to be honest, he's like $10 million cheaper practically, or $7 million cheaper than Daniel Jones as well too. I mean, the Giants wouldn't have to give him like 3 years, $100 million. Probably could have been less than that. Quite honestly, it could have been 3 years for $80 million. I think they probably could have done that if he brings them the Giants to respectability and brings them a 500 record. Yeah, but only time will tell. With both Daniel Jones and of course Baker Mayfield. Quite honestly, I have a feeling this is Daniel Jones' final year. I don't think he's going to do well. I think the Giants are going to focus elsewhere after the season, or even the middle of the season. Whereas Baker Mayfield, I think he's going to bring Tampa Bay back to respectability to the point where the Tampa Bay is going to probably say like, Brady who? But we'll see. Basically, time will only tell at that point. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Baker Mayfield deserved the $100 million for 3 years, or do you think he didn't? Like, quite honestly, I think the reason why we're scrutinizing the guy is he was a number one draft pick, and being number one draft pick, what he did with Cleveland, I mean, it was good to the point like he brought him back to respectability. But the aspect was is like he was supposed to be the savior for them. He didn't. But then again, looking at that entire draft class, I mean, Allen was pretty much the only one that's doing really well at this point. So that's worth every penny. But with Baker Mayfield, I think had he gone to the Giants, had the Giants made the trade for him, I think Dable would have used him more, and I think he would have been capable of utilizing him more, better than what Daniel Jones is. Because like Baker Mayfield, look what he's doing. But in any case, like I said, let me know your thoughts. Do you think Baker Mayfield deserved the $100 million for 3 years? Do you think he'll grow exponentially to the point of like bring Tampa Bay back into the playoffs again for the next 3 years, and if they have the weapons as well too, but bring them to back to the playoffs again. Let me know your thoughts. If you like my channel, like my video, like my content, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. With that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.